People go like, well, how did you choose accounting? But my brothers are all engineers. And I said, I'm not going to be an engineer anymore, so I'll count money.
Wow, wow, love it.
I'm going to count money and determine how much taxes you get paid.
Hello and welcome to my podcast series, CPAs Unplugged. Today on the show, we've got a very special guest, Brant. He's the managing partner, the founder of Capstone CPAs in this amazing place, Bend in Oregon. Lance, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
So Lance, your journey, where did you start? Where did Capstone start? Your journey in accounting and then starting Capstone, the entrepreneurial piece, and how has it been?
It's been great. I look back, we were talking earlier, but we look back and it's just been an amazing journey to get to where I'm at now. I can't believe I got here. And so, but basically, I think I'm living the American dream. Went to college, first generation college people. And then people go like, well, how did you choose accounting? But my brothers are all engineers. And I said, I'm not going to be an engineer anymore, so I'll count money.
Wow, wow, love it.
I'm going to count money and determine how much taxes you get paid, or taxes you're going to owe. So, but yeah, that's basically, I said, hey, let's go a different route. So I became an accounting major, and I love math. I just love math. If you're a math person, you kind of like accounting and stuff like that. So, but I went to school at Oregon State, graduated in '91, married my bride to be 2 weeks after school. And basically, we just started working and I went to a big national firm, PricewaterhouseCoopers.
2 weeks after school, you like how old were you when you got married?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I was a baby. They and I looked young for my age. So I was 21 when I got married. My wife was 22.
Wow.
She graduated. So that's unusual for nowadays. Nowadays you don't do that, but it was actually really a good thing for us. I definitely had a fun college career, so like it wasn't like we didn't party in college, but it definitely calmed you down. And basically, both of us, we moved in together. We started our lives. She's a first grade teacher, so She had a teaching job, and then I was an accountant. So I worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I worked on some higher end jobs. So it wasn't a local accountant. PricewaterhouseCoopers is one of the biggest national CPA firms, and we used to do audits and go take companies public. So I was on a lot of public transactions, going IPO on the stock exchanges for about 7 years.
That sounds kick-ass.
It does. It was honestly, to tell you the truth, if you want, I was in Chicago, New York, LA. So these companies would go on the West Coast, would go public, and you'd work with Morgan Stanley and a lot of underwriters, and you'd have to put like financials together.
So I used to be an investment banker at Morgan Stanley, so I used to deal with you.
Oh, and the Morgan Stanley guys, they're Harvard partiers. So yeah, a lot more partiers than accountants, but they got us going. So accountants can get crazy too. So, but no, that was fun. It was one of those jobs where I came out of college. I always laughed. My wife always laughs at me too. But I came out of college about 170 pounds, and after about 3 years of being in accounting, I was 230.
Wow, amazing! you partied enough. I think you gave the Morgan Stanley guys a run for their money.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a lot of work, a lot of things, and then you kind of come down a little bit in weight. But no, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun. But you was technically, I mean, you worked on a lot of public companies, and it was like, you learned a lot. I mean, you met some people that
sound like a kick-ass downtown guy.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was
Wall Street.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I was Wall Street. I really was nothing, but I was helping a lot of people go public, and there's a lot of companies that went on the stock exchange that like I can still look at their symbols and go, hey, I took that was part of that public offering. So that was kind of interesting.
Wow.
So then basically after 7 years of working at Cooper's, Kathy and my wife and I had our first kid was coming down the pipe, and I said, hey, I want to move back to Bend, Oregon, where I kind of grew up. And Bend, Oregon is, if you don't know Bend's kind of like an Aspen, Colorado, kind of a nice high mountain place. And I was probably more like isolation before when I went to college, but now it's kind of a nice place. Everyone wants to live in, Bend, Oregon, and stuff like that. So
maybe because you've sort of been here, built this
firm.
And
It was crazy. It's been crazy. Anyone that's been living here, I started the door in 2003 with no clients in day one. So for 3 years, just breaking even, not making any money. And so I told you earlier, my wife wanted to divorce me after 3 years, and then it started clicking. So the company started growing, and then once we got
pressure from home, got things going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so it's been a journey. And we first, right off the bat, we were just doing small tax returns, individuals, business, and then once we got to about 7 employees, we started making money. And so every time we've added an employee after 7 employees, it's actually added value to the firm. And we've always had value to the clients, but we've just kept going from there.
So wasn't it a culture shock, Lance, right? You're working for a big four, you're working like, everything's taken care of, you're partying, you're having a good time, big cities or what.
Yeah.
And suddenly you leave all of that. And then you say, I'm going to go back to where I started and build this from scratch, have no clients, nothing, hustling my way through. I mean, how was it?
It was difficult. What I find is that when you're a small town CPA, you're actually like part of the family. When your clients come in, you're actually help them be successful in life. So it's not only on an individual client, you're helping them be successful, but on your small business clients, they really need help. I mean, typically small business clients don't know how to do the books. They don't have a controller. They don't have a person doing payroll. And so
they're just passionate about what they do.
Yeah, they're passionate. They need help. They need more than just, hey, I need a tax return. And so most of the time, it was not uncommon that we would be doing bookkeeping, payroll, and their taxes and just helping them, their compliance side of their business. And they just said, hey, Lance, just take care of it, get it done. I don't want to deal with it. And so that's the way at first that was my goal was just to take the compliance side off small business and just say, hey, we're here to help you out. We'll get it done. Just let us do it. And so that's kind of the mantra that we started with small business clients. So
amazing. And for you personally, was it like very fulfilling? Of course, at PwC you are helping big people get bigger.
Yeah.
And here you're supporting small businesses. And then the entrepreneurial spirit. How do you make money? How do you make ends meet?
I love actually being emotional with my clients and actually telling them what to do. And so actually handshaking and hugging people is my normal thing. So I love working with small business clients, helping them out. I at Cooper's, you would probably never get emailed by the head of the company. In the small business clients, you're getting emailed by that head of the company every week. And saying, hey, I need help with this, or I'm hiring someone, can you give me HR help? But most of the time, a lot of my clients that I first started with, I have my first client, they're an HVAC company, but they're still with me after 31 years, and they are one of the biggest HVAC companies in the region, and it started, and they were just like me. Typically, when you start your CPA firm, your clients are a lot like you. They have no money, they have no resources, and now
you grow together.
Yeah, grow
like
together. Yeah, and many of my clients have already retired and everything like that, but they've created great businesses. They've done well in their life. So over the years, it's been kind of enjoyable to say, hey, I always like to say, yeah, that's my client, or or something like that. So, but yeah, hopefully it's been a mutual relationship with your clients, that you want them to do well, they want you to do well, because if everyone does well, that's kind of like you're buying bread from everyone. So and that's how it works. And so it's kind of enjoyable. I mean, I look back and I just can't believe we have over 2,500 business clients and 7,000 we have about 9,000 individual clients. So yeah.
It's just impossible to imagine how you deal with all of that, and you still have time to sit and do a podcast with me. That's
yeah. Don't worry, man. I'm working late tonight. So no. I enjoy my life. One of the things I really like is I've had 2 kids. My kids are 27 and 25. They didn't go into accounting. I wish they did, but they're financial planners and real estate people. So, what I found is that now that my kids are gone, it's even more enjoyable to work, because I get a lot of interaction with my clients and stuff like that. So most of my clients, they want to see me successful, but also as you get older and your clients get older, they value just meeting with you. They schedule time. They just want to meet with you for an hour, a quarter of every 3 months, and just say, hey, I just want to meet with you to figure out what's going on and what you're doing, and guess what? You can bill me for it. And so and that's the kind of relationships you want to have.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
So you said you're living the American dream.
Yeah.
What's the American dream?
I think the American dream is helping people. And I think once you get to that point where I have this definition of when you're rich, it's when you can control your time, but also when you're helping people. Okay. So I do control my time. So I got very lucky. So came from nothing, paid for my college. When I actually came through, I think, very good timing. College, when I went to college, was $6,000 or $7,000 a year. Now it's ridiculous. And so, but I paid for my college. During college, I was actually a firefighter, a U.S. Forest Service firefighter. I played on the hot shot. I did some of the hot shot stuff for.
So do you also do firefighting on your job today?
No, yeah, pretty much. There are fires going on, but different fires. But yeah, I used to be a sawyer and used to a bow saw and stuff, and
wow.
And so yeah.
You're very brave.
You know, I know I wasn't brave. I loved it. I mean, the endorphins are great. So my second best job ever was being a firefighter. It was a lot of fun. But get back to accounting, but it's just like, I think most people want to enjoy or control their time. And so if you can get someone to a point in their life where they can control their time, that's kind of what I decided is rich. It's choice on time. When you can determine where you want to do and when you want to do it, that's when you know you've made it. And so that's what I'm trying to get my clients to and stuff like that. Sometimes, most of the time that deals with money. And saving money in future. But choice on time is really a very important concept that I tell my clients.
And what would you say to, a lot of ambitious people, right, who are high-paying jobs? I mean, it could be accounting, could be any other field, right? They're in a big company, you're sort of settled, and you're going to quit your job and start something from fresh. Of course, it could be, in your case, it's an accounting firm.
Yeah.
So how would you advise budding young entrepreneurs where there's a confusion between, okay, I live a good life working with a big company, or I quit and I start something on my own?
I totally agree with that. Some people, you have to kind of talk about what your mentality and what your purpose in life is. So some people are probably better employees than employers. And so you have to kind of address that situation. Employers are people that actually want to create value, but also want to create something for the community and stuff like that. And so and entrepreneurs are typically risk takers, and so they're going to take the risk to create a company. It doesn't matter if you're a sheetrocker, a plumber, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever it is. They're usually entrepreneur. They're usually type A personalities, and they want to be successful in life, but they want to be more than just working for someone else. And so, and I'm not saying that's bad or anything. I have some of my best clients just work for companies, and we do wealth management and stuff like that for them. So it's really up to your mentality of what you're doing in life. So some people work to have fun being a stand-up comedian or something like that. So everyone has a little bit to it, but people being an entrepreneur, and then what I usually find with entrepreneurs is they don't understand how much compliance and cash and working capital takes to start a business.
And sometimes entrepreneurs jump into the water and they don't figure out how to swim, and many of them end up swimming. Some are like, okay, we failed.
Yeah, some people don't understand. Like I like the construction business because you're building a house or a commercial building or whatever. But
entrepreneurs in Oregon don't need to worry, right? They can.
There's plenty of work to be done and stuff like that. But it's usually people don't understand how much working capital it takes to, if you're a plumber and you start a business, you need a van, you need tools, you need this, and so you might need $50,000 to $100,000 of working capital. You need to figure out how to get that, like loans or parents or what are people, so you're going to need some capacity. So, I mean, I live the entrepreneur spirit. So I was very tight on the money. So for basically 3 years with my growth, it took me about 3 years to really turn that into a business that was successful. So the first 3 years, it was a struggle to get through, like paying payroll to your employees, doing all the things that I teach people how to do now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And, when you started accounting, right, working in accounting, I mean, of course, from Big Four, you started your own firm. What do you think has changed in accounting, and what do you see the change happening in the next few years?
The accounting field is, there's less and less people going into the accounting field because, and I still think it's one of the best industries that you should go into.
And why do you think that problem is there? I mean, we talk about the accountant shortage, right? We say there was an article in the Washington Post which said the accountant shortage threatens capitalism's future.
Yeah.
So why is that the case, Lance? I mean, why is accounting not sexy anymore?
That's what I'm thinking. It's crazy. So I have 2 kids, and they had the same scenario. I think they would be great accountants, but I think society has said that being an accountant isn't sexy. I think accounting is probably the sexiest job you can help. I mean, people really like you. A lot of people think the accounting is all about numbers and all that stuff. It's actually all about relationships. It's also helping people and stuff like that. So the big thing also is scarcity of resources. I really do think we are not having as many graduates that are going to accounting, but also the scarcity of resources. But also we look at high tech, we look at mathematic jobs, engineering jobs, computer software, stuff like that. There's a huge demand for that. When I graduated, the routine was go work for a big firm for 2 years, get your CPA license, and then see what happens. Nowadays, people graduate and, you got big companies like Chevron or anything, they're giving them good salaries right out of the gate without being a CPA, and they never become a CPA. So what's happening is they're actually the path to becoming a CPA usually doesn't happen. So like it used to be like everyone got a CPA, no matter what, you got your CPA license, your tax license, that was great coming out of school. But now I would say there's probably 100% more people not getting their CPAs coming out of college because they're going
lazy, yeah. And the number of CPA exam takers are dropping year on year.
Yeah, exactly. And the CPA exam is not easy. It's not easy, but it shouldn't be easy. I passed it, so I mean, if I can pass it, anyone can pass it. But it's one of those things where it's really changed people's. It used to be that you did it routinely, and I don't think we do that now. We basically allow. It's just not people, the scarcity of resources, because there are better jobs some places, but I also think teaching in colleges don't tell you that this is a really great job. So what's happening in the industry right now is a lot of people are retiring, a lot of partners are retiring, a lot of people are retiring, and they're just trying to come to other companies to sell their business or just join with other businesses, and that's how we've been growing. So we've grown to 8 offices, we have 150 employees, but right now we have four companies that want to join, CPA firms that want to join us.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just because
you're doing all M&A stuff here.
Yeah. M&A. We're also, the people just don't want to be doing HR. They don't want to be doing payroll, and they would just want to run the practice. So a lot of things have changed. So it's the other thing that's changed a lot.
This is typically consolidation, right, Lance? In typical investment banking terms, right?
Yeah.
So a fragmented market now getting consolidated because there's a strong provider.
I agree. It's going to be consolidated. I also think that going back to young people want to work around young people. They don't want to work around old partners. And so the other thing that we found that's very neat is like in the Bend office, we have about 22 employees here. Young people want to be around young people. They socialize. They go out, you don't want to be hanging, you don't want to be in an office with 5 old people doing accounting work. It's just not, part of your enjoyment in life is actually being around people. So that's kind of what we're seeing a lot. And then just the accounting profession has got a bad rap. For 3 months out of the year, you work really, really hard. January through April, or February through April, you work really, really hard, a lot of hours. You do work a lot of hours. But I can tell you right now, it is probably the easiest 9 months after that. I was a coach of a soccer team. You can pretty much schedule your life out.
So you've been coaching a soccer team while you were running a CPA firm?
Yeah, exactly. I coached a soccer team. I did some other things. So you can do other things while, in the off season. So I really think that it's and right now accounting is one of the more portable businesses that you can do remote, and you can work from your home. Once you get trained and all that stuff, you can work from anywhere. I was in Tahiti last year on a vacation plan, and I did work from Tahiti. It wasn't that fun. It wasn't that easy.
So you coach a soccer team, you work from Tahiti. Aren't you like one of the coolest managing partners around?
No, I wouldn't say that. You have technical, but no, I'm just saying that once you're trained, this is a very portable job, a job that you can do anywhere. It's not like you have to be in the office to get it done, because most of the stuff is computerized and electronic. So, but you can. The other thing is like in Tahiti, I had a phone system where they didn't even know I was in Tahiti, and I could call my clients and just they thought I was in my office because I could just grab my phone and do a go-to app. So they don't even know I'm in Tahiti and when I'm calling them. So it's a very portable business.
So now, so it's so exciting. There's a sort of lot of advantages around it. Still, there's a shortage of accountants. So what do you think should be done? How do you think, like 1, 2, 3? How do we, let's say, in Oregon, in this region, or in the country, what do you think are potential solutions? How do you make accounting sexy again?
I think actually education is going to have to be done at the college level, and then I think pay is going to have to go up a little bit for people, the employees and stuff too. So I think pay has to go up. I think work schedules are going to be different. The other thing is I think we got to teach people to help people. I think one of my biggest employees that do the best.
The value system.
The value system is basically say, hey, you're helping someone. We're helping someone. Yeah, it's not helping. It's not about you. It's kind of like you have to get some intrinsic value or extrinsic value from your clients. So you're helping someone. I think after about 2 years, a lot of our clients really do they love helping the clients and stuff like that. So I think you have to have that extrinsic value to help the clients. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, how do you see the role of technology in accounting, STEM in accounting? How do you see that affecting accounting? Do you think that as one of the pieces which will help sort of people get better work-life balance, making it more exciting. I mean, let's say even from a Miles perspective, we're working with universities to integrate STEM and STEM courses into accounting programs because we want those graduate programs to be STEM designated, and also people to run analytics and AI. So what's your take on tech?
Technology is going to be great. And so, I mean, the STEM program, I mean, we're working with you, of course, and we definitely think talent recruiting is going to be great through the STEM program that you're working through the colleges and stuff like that. So technology is going to be great. You can get anyone to work for anything. And I think technology also is, I think people can learn this technology because they're growing up with technology. So a lot of the people that are younger than me are way better in technology than I am. So, but I think the STEM programs are great. So what we're looking at very much in our system is creating a hub system where we actually we're doing more of the work on the back office scenario, and then we can get better quality work, get more work out, and then help our clients. So we definitely are looking at hiring STEM program students from college for sure.
So Lance, we spoke about how you're building your Bend office as your hub, and then you're going to have all the spokes, which are all your other offices around Oregon and around the country. So this sort of is more like a hub and spoke model, the way this sounds. What's your take on, let's say, outsourcing? And you've tried that outsourcing to a foreign country, India, Philippines, or you find it more comfortable. What's your opinion on that piece?
We've tried to outsource, and so we've tried to outsource in the bookkeeping area, and so we have outsourced to other areas and stuff like that. And what we find is we still didn't get a great interaction with the people that were doing the work, and the quality of the work wasn't as good as we thought we would get. It's not that it's bad. I think some people are doing it well. It's just that a smaller company, you need to have a huge population. You need to be 3,000 or 4,000 employees. Maybe it might work. But at I'm looking really for people. I'm actually looking for people in the STEM program that I want to treat like every other person in the world. I want people to be successful. I want people to do well. I want talent to come to the U.S. and serve and be in the community.
So the way I see your perspective, Lance, is you see accounting as more a relationship business.
Yeah.
And you want people to have relationships inside of the firm and outside, and sort of create that community. I mean, is that the right way of looking at this?
The last year we've added 30 employees, and we need to add 15 to 20 more. And what we found is the community and the culture matter more than the pay. What we found is the community and culture counts more than the pay.
And I think that's sort of the reason why you're able to attract so much of talent, and you're actually one of the fastest growing firms in the country.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but I think culture matters, and it wasn't that I learned this; it was that I hired people that taught me how to do this stuff and everything like that. But culture matters more than the pay. It does. If you can treat people well, it helps them. So if you're treating clients well, you treat employees well. Simple things like, we have unlimited PTO at our company as long as you're meeting your budgets. So if someone wanted to take 3 weeks off, they can take 3 weeks. They have to get it scheduled and stuff like that. But we're one of the first CPA firms to ever say PTO plus.
Wow.
So if you get, there's certain times you can't take it off every March, but
of course,
June and July, November, December, if you got your work done and you're doing well, you meet all your budgets and all that stuff, and you're a good person, you can take off 5 weeks of vacation.
Wow.
And that's unheard of in this field. So it's all about how you do.
So you've mastered the work-life integration, is what I would say.
We're doing it this year. We haven't mastered it, but we are the first firm I've heard of that did PTO plus, which means you basically can do as much PTO as long as you're meeting your goals.
Amazing. And what else do you do? I mean, what sort of makes Capstone so attractive? How do you become one of the secret recipes, and we are on camera, so every other firm's
I think we also have a vision that we want to help you get to where you want to go. So it's smaller firms, typically all you're worried about is getting stuff out. But after you've been with our firm for a year, you get your evals and stuff, and we kind of say, what are your goals? Your goals might not be with our firm. Your goals might be, hey, I want to be my own entrepreneur or whatever. So we are goal setting with clients or with employees, and so I think a lot of it is just that touch. And then also, I think the quality I really think hiring young people and putting young people around young people is really good.
So you're pretty inspired by the Gen Zs.
Oh yeah, I'm inspired. They always want me to go out and drink with them or party with them, but I'm not like.
So I think it's not with your own sons.
Yeah, exactly. I think they want my credit card. I think you really got to create that culture. It's more important than now. I mean, social media is huge. and people like TikTok, all this stuff, and I'm all into it. I got a Twitter handle. You basically have there's a lot of influences in life.
No, absolutely, and as a matter of fact, right? One of my business partners, so I run a tech venture. It's a joint venture where my partner on the other side, he's 24 years old now. I mean, we started off when he was 19, and we partnered together. We sort of created that venture and sort of scaling up pretty well on the technology side. And he's been into branding, narrative, and he started doing all the podcasts with all the tech leaders in India. And I was like, dude, you're doing it. I got to do it too. And that's why I'm here today.
I probably couldn't do my own podcast, but yeah, social media and technology is really important for the young people starting in this profession.
So Lance, what is your opinion of the entire Miles model, which is number one, starts with sort of working with universities, evangelizing STEM and accounting, getting them to convert their graduate accounting programs into STEM, sort of using the tech playbook, right? So if you look at the tech world, right? So a lot of that's masters in computer science and similar programs, and then you have a lot of engineers coming in from India and from around the world who are eligible to work in the US for a few years, and of course then they can go back, stay back, all the other options. So what do you think of this model? I mean, it's been like a couple of years we've been doing this, of bringing in accountants onshore, on site, ready to work. Of course there are challenges. They're coming in from a different culture. They're hardworking, but excited about what we call the Great American Dream. So what is your opinion? You've hired like 7 of these accountants already. So what's your perspective? What are your suggestions and recommendations as we scale this up?
From my perspective, I see that I can hire a lot of people at one time, and I think creating that culture is even more important. So we're 22 people now. We want to get to 50 people. And I think having 50 people work together is very important. And I think the culture of the STEM program makes a lot of sense to me because everyone has talent, but the STEM program, we just don't have enough scarcity. With scarcity, I think this is really good for us. So we would love to hire it. We're trying to go to 15 next year or so. But yeah, we would love to hire the program. And I think hiring in groups is better. You don't hire one person. I think you want to create a culture of, people from India. You probably need to hire 4 or 5 people at once and help them, get used to the area. But I treat people no differently from wherever they're from. I don't care where they're from. I want people to be living the American dream. I want them to stay. I want them to master. I want to be on the goal set. But I really want talent. I don't really care where you came from because I didn't come from anywhere. I just want people to be living the American dream and be successful.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I'm pretty sure that we have all of the folks joining in, and I spoke to a couple of them. They're super excited. They're still figuring out the geography of Oregon.
Exactly.
And they're excited about exploring, and they're like, and you're supporting them with housing, and a lot of things are taken care of. So they already feel very welcome.
So it's not unusual for us to help in housing. This is one of the, I think, the things that people should be looking at is that when we hire people, we started 3 years ago, we do temporary housing up to a year for them or more, depending on what they want to do. But we will actually go out and get housing for people. So that's a pretty big thing because if you're moving from LA to Bend and you don't know the area, we can say, hey, we can get you 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom house, 3-2, whatever you need. So housing is pretty important. We'll get it and we'll lease it up for a year for you.
So isn't it exciting to work at Capstone, right? I'm in a big city and I'm tired of all the noise, and I get to stay in the mountains. I can go hiking, I can go skiing, and I can work, and I can get the PTO plus.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, isn't this too cool?
It is. It's actually, sometimes I look at it and I go, it is probably too cool. But no, it is some work. But I mean, most people you get the feel of people because when we interview people, we want people that are energetic and people that have goals. They want to set goals. So yeah, I honestly think a lot of people coming into this profession, they can go mountain bike in the morning or ski. Like we have a skiing in the winter, so you go ski in the morning, but you can still work after skiing and get your 8 hours in, 9 hours in. So this profession is changing so much that you don't have to have them in their seat at 8:30. So it's really good to be kind of in your seat, but we have options. If you say, hey, I want to go ski a day, you can make it up. So I think that's kind of what people want.
I think a lot of accountants from India will have to learn skiing first. But yeah, I think
that's actually going to be our fun trip this year.
The first year, learn skiing. Second year, okay, ski a little bit. And third year, make sure you don't get hit by the trees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't fall in the holes. And so, but yeah, we will. That's what I'm looking forward to, is a little fun there. And so, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're just trying to make it. We also, I think, as we get bigger, we have more options for people. So more work plans. When you're a smaller company, when we were size of 10 employees, it was difficult to have someone out of the office. But now with 150 employees, if someone's not in the office, they can make it up. Someone can cover.
And Lance, how do you see career progression within the firm? And you set goal setting like a couple of times, right? So one is of course my short-term goals. I got to make sure I'm serving my clients. I'm doing a good job for this year. How do I move up the ladder at Capstone? And I could be a domestic accountant. I could be an international accountant. But how do I move up the ladder as I sort of, let's say if I join as a staff accountant and I'm aspiring to be a partner? How long does it take if assuming I really work hard and I go skiing only once a year, whatever?
That's a good question. Actually, it's a good question. Everyone's a little different. Like we had someone that actually came from another firm, worked 4 years, but was very talented, and in 6 months he was on partner track and he became a partner in 2 years. So that's amazing schedule. But like if you come right out of college, typically you're probably partner track is, you have to get your CPA license. Typically,
that's non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's non-negotiable. You have to get your CPA license if you want to be a partner track. But typically that's 2 years, and then typically 3 years after that, you literally could be a partner in our firm in 5 years.
Got it.
And the movement is all based upon what you do. So we have people that you start out as staff accountant. We have people that become senior accountants in 6 months if they're really good, and then we have people that stay at staff accountant for 3 years because they're not migrating. And we sometimes nudge, say, hey, this might be not your profession, but yeah, I mean, we help people. We don't.
It's pretty exciting, right?
Yeah. So it's all based on your motivation. If you can, I think experience matters, but with us, you can see everything. I mean, in a bullpen or working with other people, you can see an S corp return, a partnership return, an individual return, tie it all together, and you see a lot of things going on.
And that's very different from, let's say, when I were to work with a very large accounting firm, versus I work with, let's say, Capstone, right? So there, of course, the trajectory is set. Even if you're super talented, of course, you can expedite. It can be faster, but you still have to go through the process because there's so many other people. Here, it's like, if I'm good at my work, I'm good at relationships, I'm committed.
People that work in a small business, CPA or a small CPA firm, learn it way faster. It's not. I mean, you work for when I worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers, you would be working on partnerships, and that's all you would be working on for 2 years.
Like very specialized.
Very specialized. Here, you'll do a partnership for the person, because a person might own like 8 different companies. So you might do a partnership at S corp and individual return first year, and you're going to learn all that in the first year, and that's something that would take 3 or 4 years at a bigger firm. So it's all based upon how you handle it, but we will give you review comments and everything like that. But based on the capacity and the scarcity, you literally move faster in a small firm. If it's all up to you. It's really all up to you. I want to create everyone a position. Like if you want to be a partner someday in 5 years, hey, let's do it. I mean, there's plenty of work out there. I mean, I think because of the scarcity of accountants, people retiring, this profession is going to be, if you want to do it, you can do it.
It's a void. I mean, you can just, if you're like a committed person coming in here, you're honest.
We probably bring in 100 clients in Central Oregon a month because of new clients and people coming in. So there's unlimited capacity of clients that are coming in to Central Oregon.
You already have 9,000.
Yeah, 9,000 clients. There's no reason we shouldn't be at 10, 12, 13, 2 years.
I mean, doesn't it like bamboozle you sometimes? Don't you like toss and turn in bed thinking of 9,000 clients?
Oh, yeah. No, so what usually I tell people is the first time you buy a house and you have a big mortgage, you toss in bed and can't sleep. I do the same thing every time we go to another 1,000 clients. I go, oh my gosh, we got a lot of stuff going on.
It's a lot of accountability, a lot of responsibility, and you can't let anybody down. And every client's important.
Yeah, exactly. Every client's important. I don't care if it's a little old lady or the richest guy in town or whatever. Everyone should be treated the same. So
amazing. Yeah. I'm going to have some rapid fire questions. Let's warm it up. Tea or coffee?
Okay. Coffee.
Of course. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird, 5 a.m.
What do you do when you get up so early?
I'm usually checking emails. Clients email me a lot, so I'm usually like
You don't take a run in the mountains and then check the email?
no, actually, so
You're
that's a
in
good question.
bed.
No, that's a good question. I actually check emails 5, 6, 7, and then I'm not in great shape, but I'm starting to work out. That's when I work out is 7 to 8, and then I show up at the office at 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're like a very, very disciplined accountant. Okay.
Yeah.
One word for the future of accounting.
Unlimited.
Okay. That's an interesting word.
Yeah.
Your go-to strategy for stress relief during the tax season.
Beer? No. Actually, alcohol isn't a relief for me or anything like that. But I actually like interaction with the staff. So I try to give everyone a nickname. I tell everyone, hey, this is good. You're going to make it.
What's your nickname?
Oh, I got some new. They got me. I have a few nicknames. Shadow, some other ones, but yeah, I like to have nicknames, but I also like to cheer on the group and say, hey, you're going to make it. So the tax season can be a lot of work. Yeah, April 15th. There's a time deadline. You got 100 things on your menu and you're going. Okay, this is how you handle it. You tell the client, you help the client. But I've been through 31 tax seasons, so it's kind of one of those things. So you're going to make it, and most of the time as long as you're communicating to the clients, you're going to be fine.
One of the biggest challenges in today's accounting world.
I really do think human resources and talent is it. So, and just getting the talent is.
I think one of the things that we're doing in this podcast is we're trying to make accounting cool, sexy, and tell them, okay, hey, we got jobs for you. And
talent is everything. So that's definitely, we appreciate the work and your help.
Okay, any one business tool, Lance, that you can't do without? So many.
There's so many. I think I hate to tell you this, the phone is one of the best inventions ever, the iPhone and everything like that. So, I mean, you can't deal without.
You want to talk about BlackBerry to iPhone?
I did have one. So, but the iPhone you cannot deal without. I mean, it makes your life. It makes your emails go there, your systems go there, everything goes there. So you can do a lot of things outside the office that we could not do that when we first started. You had to be in the office. We only had phones. I didn't even have email when I first started at Cooper's. So there wasn't even computers. The computers were a green box, and so it was crazy. We had secretaries instead of computers, and so it's the world's changed.
What are the favorite aspects of working with local businesses?
I think the biggest issue is you participated in their success,
and you see them successful and grow with them,
and you want them to be successful. Don't ever, you want your clients to do better than you and do it well, because they're going to help the community.
I mean, so we have accountants who know accounting, audit, tax, but what's that one skill that every accountant should have?
Time management, a little bit. Yeah, they have to know how to manage their time.
Okay, one of the best advices you've ever received.
The best advice I ever had. This is kind of crazy. It's later in life. My dad told me this. He says, Monday through Friday is just a time frame. It's just a frame of work. So think about 40 hours don't have to be done in Monday through Friday. You can work Saturday and Sunday and make it up, stuff like that. So don't think of time crunches like there's an unlimited amount of time in life. And so, you can go home at 3:00 in the afternoon, but you can make it up later. So don't think of Monday and Friday and then you have to be off Saturday, Sunday, because you can be off Wednesday. Think about a different time frame in your life. It's weird. But
it's not weird. I think it's very, very sensible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and people try to box it up in such a way, and they get stressed, and because they just unbox it.
Unbox it. Unbox your time. Because you have a lot of time. You really only work 8 hours a day. You sleep 8 hours, and what do you do the other 8 hours? I don't know, but you do something. But on the weekend, you can move your time around. It doesn't have to be just Monday through Friday, which is really I wish people wouldn't think Monday through Friday, and so that's could be any time. So, yeah.
So if you weren't in accounting and you weren't a firefighter, because that's what we like.
I'd be a firefighter, tell you.
So if you were an accountant or a firefighter, what would you be? What would Lance Brant be?
I would love to. I'd love to be a coach. I'd like to coach soccer. I love soccer. Played soccer in high school and stuff like that. But I'd love to just coach people, stuff like that.
So do you also play soccer a lot?
Oh no, that's a long time ago when I was skinny. So, but yeah, I played high school soccer, did pretty well, and I did coach a little bit of kids and all the way through, to the high school level, a JV level, and then but yeah, I just liked helping people.
So is that coaching and cheerleading? I mean, and that's whether you're in the bullpen or in office or the soccer field. I mean, is that the common thing that sort of
Yeah,
really inspires you, mentoring people, coaching people, cheering them. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And so here's a good thing. I've had clients many times go, man, you look like a football coach sometimes. Like you're just coaching me.
You are a football coach.
Yeah. And so I'm like, they're like, and I go, yeah, that's because like I want you to be successful. I want you to do that. I want you to do this. And then when you do it, I'm just gonna go, yay, and then I'm gonna bill you. Everyone's got to make money. I think that's kind of like if you think of your job as a coach, then that's what you kind of do. I've had many clients say, you kind of remind me of your my football coach in high school. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to help you get.
You're using the coach, the skills on the field.
Yeah.
In a CPA firm.
Yeah. With your clients and your employees.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you like mastered it, Lance.
No. I'm not that good. Some people say, but I'm just saying those things help you. So actually, if you're going to be a CPA, I think you should be coaching little league sports, doing other things in the community that help you relate to other people.
So if you were to have a superpower, rather, if you had an option to have a superpower, what would that be? I know you like we will list there. Everybody could choose one.
Superpower. That would be interesting. Maybe. If I could fly, that'd be great. Fly around the area.
Then you can fly to Tahiti.
Yeah, exactly. If I could go fly home right now and work, that'd be great. But if I could.
So you want to be Superman, basically.
Yeah, Superman would be great. That'd be awesome.
So, Lance, a message to young professionals, young accountants, in general, and let's say, a lot of accountants from India in particular, right? We have like hundreds and thousands of young accountants who are, excited about the American dream, taking up the US pathway, the Miles US pathway, doing a STEM designated program, excited about working in America, sort of finding a life here. So, what's your message to these young accountants?
My message to them is, like I said, unlimited is my word, but there's unlimited options if you go into accounting. And I also think people need your help. And so if you're into helping people, and it's unlimited growth, unlimited people, I would love for people. I mean, America's an opportunity place. You can do whatever you want. The other thing is I think this is one of the greatest professions because you learn from your clients. So they do investment choices. Are they buying real estate here? Are they doing investments? Are they buying NVIDIA stock? Whatever they're doing.
Bitcoins.
Yeah, Bitcoins, whatever they're doing. But you learn a lot from your clients. And so the other thing is being an accountant, you learn education is huge, but you're learning every day. So I usually tell people when people start being an accountant, their head hurts because their brain working so much all the time, but it's really good for them. And the experience, I mean, after 31 years, I've seen what clients do for their portfolios, their investments, and you learn a lot. Like
a business, consulting them, supporting them, working with them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you definitely. I think anyone, I don't care if you're from any nation or whatever, you should be able to be successful in this field.
Thank you so much, Lance. This was really, really amazing.